So for the new year, I decided I was no longer going to post ratings associated with my book reviews. And hear me out on my thoughts on this. Reading is subjective. Focus, okay? Focus. So reading is subjective. And I realized associating a star review, like 1 through 5 stars, with a book that I read might solely be based off of maybe the mood that I was in when I read it. I'll give an example. I originally started Womb City maybe in 2024, and I did not finish it. And I originally gave it a review of 2 stars, and I even put out there that I DNF'd it. And I picked it back up, and we are now in 2026, and it was one of my first reads that I finished in 2026, and it was a phenomenal sci-fi read. So that goes to say, I don't know if rating something in the moment is truly giving that work of literature its due diligence. So of course apps like Fable and Goodreads that I'm utilizing, that is the premise of them. So I still do put my associated reviews with them. But even then, I've had to think more lightly. Like, it's if I think it's a 3, is it really a 3? And then I'll go read the reviews. Maybe it wasn't a 3. Maybe it's like more of like a 4. It was just at the time that I read the book. Um, and then I realized my 5 ain't your 5, and that's okay. And that's okay. What I think is a 5 star, I realize that nobody is using the same rating scale. I saw somebody give a book 10 stars, and that was like their equivalent of 5 stars. Even to rate these books 1 through 5, we need a rating scale because I don't think we all on one accord. And so off of just a couple of, I don't really know, I stopped associating with it. So I still put up my thoughts on the book. I will still be very transparent in my reviews and say maybe at this moment wasn't the best time for me to read it. And so that bit of honesty still encourages others to try the book. And I think my association with stars might be discouraging, and that's not what we want. I want you to read the book and tell me what you think, because how else can we have a meeting of the minds if we don't compare thoughts on a work of art? But that's just my thoughts. I've seen a couple of things on threads talking about it, and I've been very quiet on the DNF reviews because I am a DNF review person. Because I look at it just like it's music. It's art. And there has been plenty of album releases that I have ran through and I'm like, oh, I don't like that. I've stopped it. And then I've got on there and been like, ooh, Pooh Shiesty just dropped, and what was he thinking? So in somebody like my mind who is a lover of the arts world, I would post my thoughts on a movie. I would post my thoughts on an album. Why wouldn't I do the same thing with a book? Now I get it. I believe tagging the author is diabolical. I believe maybe doing a whole content review on talking about why you didn't like the book, maybe that's a little far, but y'all still gonna get these 1 to 2 stars on Goodreads and Fable. Let's not get it twisted. Now, should we use a little more couth? Absolutely. But we don't ever want to take the voice away from the person who is interpreting the art. You would go to a museum and you would say, what was Picasso thinking? Or you would go to a museum and go, this is a beautiful work of art. Either way, it's judged at some discretion. And so meeting halfway is me stopping doing the associated star reviews. But that's just me. If you notice, I stopped a couple of months ago. And I never really talked about it. I just kind of slowly transitioned into it. But I just wanted to share my thoughts. I'm trying not to choose violence because I don't do well with confrontation because I'm ready to pull up. Don't let this nerd in you. I just wanted to tell y'all how I felt.